Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we found a bunch of items thrifting, and I'll tell you how I found them and where I found them at. So let's get started. So I was planning on going to my usual thrift route today when I decided to stop at a garage sale that on the way. So the garage sale was kind of funny though. It was they had a lot of stuff that was just kind of like mediocre stuff, and but it was cool because the guy had mostly men's stuff. So I found a bunch of fishing shirts and hoodies and basic t-shirts and stuff like that. And as I was picking them out, I asked the lady, how much are the items? And she said they're about $1 a piece. So I think I picked out like 60 items. And I didn't have time to go through them all. I just went through them real fast and picked out some of the decent stuff that, I call them bread and butter items, the stuff that will make I feel like $15 and up for $1. And the guy said, well, just make a big pile and we'll go through it at the end and give you a price on it. And I was like, well, how much is at the end? I think I bought like 60 items. And then I bought some shoes and I cut like maybe 5 or 6 Cuisinart pots and stainless steel pots and pans. And so the lady is like, how is $180 sound to you? And I was like, how does that anything, like, what are you charging me per clothing item? And how many were there? She's like, there's about 60 clothing items there. So I was like, how are we coming up with these numbers? Like, how much are the jackets? There was like 2 jackets. And she was like, well, how about $40 for 2 jackets? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think I want the jackets, I told her, because I have to get my clothing items cheaper. I can't, I'm not going to make much money, which is fine. I understand people want to make money or whatever. But then as we began to talk to the lady, I was like, you originally said it was $1 per item, and then she said something about it was, that was the other person selling. There was like 2 people having the yard sale there. Sorry, my light keeps going on and off. There was like 2 people having the yard sale, and the lady was claiming that the other lady's stuff was $1 and hers was more money. And I was like, what the heck? So just watch out that people don't take advantage of you. And then we finally agreed to a price, I think, of $100, which is a little bit more than I wanted to pay. But I just said heck with it. I picked out all this stuff. I don't want to be here for nothing, just picking out all this stuff for nothing. So I ended up buying it, which was a good deal. So I mean, if I get my stuff for under $2 a piece, I'll be fine with that. I'll be able to make money off of it. So what did we find in the end? I'll show you. We found a stack of basic fishing shirts, which these aren't that great. So, I mean, it's not too exciting to find, but these are Real Legends, and they have the breathable backs to them. Some are short sleeve and some are long sleeve. So I think I found, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They said that I sell 20 of them. If I sell them for $10 to $15, usually they go for about $15 a piece. Not a whole big sale on those, but they'll be worth a little bit of money. So eventually I'll get some money out of them, hopefully. But those weren't the main items that I chose to buy. Some of the items that were a little bit nicer were the Carhartt sweater. This is the one I really like. It's the Ariat. I mean, it's not going to be worth a ton of money, maybe like 25 bucks or more. But because it's a nice Aztec sweater, I really like the design, the logo, Ariat logo on it. Some of the other items we found. This brand was, I'm not sure what brand this was. Let's take a look here. I haven't even looked this brand up. Man, let's see. It says Buck and Wear. So it's just some kind of hoodie I gotta look up. I don't think it's that special or anything. We got a bunch of hoodies. Gander Mountain hoodie. It could be 15, 20 bucks. Who knows? I gotta look the items up. We had this nice, had a nice logo on this hoodie. Some of these I just grabbed real quick. I figured I'd just make a big pile of them. Nike Air, Buck Wild hoodie. This brand, I'm not even sure. I gotta look it up. A lot of these I didn't even know. I just kind of grabbed them. I do know this brand, which is a Fox Racing hoodie, which I always like to find these. So we found a lot of hoodies there. And then what else do we find here? Basic stuff I found, ATG Wrangler shirt. We found the Columbia. This would be the PFG. They had a lot of PFG Columbia stuff. Don't even know what brand this is. I just got it because it looked kind of cool. One of the better items that I found was this Roper American flag long sleeve shirt. Really cool item for especially people for 4th of July or something like that. Very unique. Another Columbia PFG shirt, which I always like to find those. This was another American flag, but this was the Scully. This is, I believe this is like a Western brand, so these are really good, especially in that colorway. You don't see that like ever. Some of the fishing t-shirts I bought were just basic. They have nice logos on them, big fish logos on them, so they're just basic Salt Life shirts with nice logos on them. The only reason I got these was because the logos had fish on them. We got some Columbia PFG t-shirts, a Chevrolet Corvette t-shirt, another fishing t-shirt there. So we had a bunch of, and we're gonna stack a little stack of t-shirts right here that we found. Super Bowl XXVI. This had some kind of panther on it. We had some of these shirts were just kind of funny buys. This was another fish shirt. The cats, I think a lot of people like cats, so I'm like, well, we'll try that one. Florida Gators basic t-shirt. We got Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt, a Mossy Oak shirt. This is all from one sale, so I mean, this is a lot of men's stuff that you usually don't see at garage sales. 511 tactical cargo pants. These are always nice to have. And then the jackets that she tried, in the end, she just gave me a deal. And they weren't even that great of a jacket. I didn't look up this brand, but this is Sims Fishing Products. No idea on that one. Basic jacket. How much that value is at. This is one of the ones. The guy was like, oh, that's a really expensive $100 jacket. And then I was like, well, I don't know how much it's worth, but what brand is it? He thought it was something else. And then I showed him the tag, and he was like, oh, it's just a Russell. It's like a $40 jacket or whatever. But these on eBay will probably, because it's such a heavy-duty one, probably go 40, 50 bucks. But he thought it was a junky little jacket, which was a nice little jacket, a nice little camo find. One of the other things I found, which is interesting, after I got out of that sale, the guy charged me $100. I got like 6 stainless steel Cuisinart pans with that, and I also got some. Hold on, let me show you. Let's see. With some of the, I don't know what these are. I haven't. They're really dirty though, so they need cleaned up. Air Max, which usually Air Max is pretty good. The bottoms look pretty good, so, but it does look like they need a lot of a cleanup. So we'll see what they look like in the end. But I threw these into the deal, and then I grabbed these shoes, which were Adidas Cloud Foams. They were in nice condition. That's the reason I grabbed these. They weren't. What size are these? I don't know. He had big feet. I think they were like 13s. Yeah, 13s on these. So these are always worth a couple bucks. You know, I'm not sure it's saying that they're worth an arm and a leg. Maybe 15 bucks if we're lucky. But I haven't looked those up yet. So after the sale, we agreed on $100 for the pile, because I said no on 185. I would have just walked out of there at 185. I probably would have walked and left the sale. And I didn't bring any cash, so I had to go run to the bank, get some cash because it was a garage sale. And then the guy agreed on 100. I came back, paid the man. It's like, yeah, I can make money off 100, so let's buy it. And so even if I paid $2 a piece for the clothing, and then I kept the pans and whatever the shoes are worth, I don't know. But always make sure people don't take advantage of you when you're doing garage sales. If they say one price, try to get them to honor their original price. But I always say it's fine if you want to put higher prices on your products. Just tell people ahead of time before they're picking out, 50, 60 items off your sale, because if you tell a person $1 and just because they bought more, then you're going to raise the price. I don't know, but I'm not saying that there wasn't a miscommunication or something like that. Maybe it was just a miscommunication, but we ended up getting the product for a reasonable price, so happy days, right? So after I got out of that sale, I went to did my basic thrift round, and didn't find much, but I did find a couple items. One of the items I don't know how much this is worth. I haven't looked it up, but it wasn't in the nicest shape. The box was kind of like banged up a little bit, but I always like buying these cool race cars. This was a little bit higher priced. It was $10, but they had at our thrift store today, they had half price on toys, and this was considered a toy. Luckily, I was surprised it wasn't like considered a collectible, but the lady only charged me $5 for it. So happy days on that one. At the same thrift store, I found another Columbia. Well, actually, this is a different thrift store. I found this Columbia PFG very light windbreaker women's jacket. This should do okay. Not saying that that's an awesome item. I found a basic, Nike stuff always does good. This one had Disney golf on it, so probably like 15 bucks or something. And then we found, I don't know, some of these I don't know. I just grabbed them because they were like $1 at the thrift today. This is Tommy John's thermal long sleeve shirt. Not just a basic item there. And then we found this, I'm not sure what this brand is, but it had pearl snaps, so I grabbed it. I gotta look it up. Coastal, maybe it's nothing, but there it is. Coastal. Did I show you the Nike from the original yard sale? I don't know if I spent much time, but this was a really nice Nike Air full zip that I found from that original sale. It looks like it could be worth a few bucks. And then I had, what tag does it have on this one? That looks like it's a little bit of an older tag, but not super old or anything. But very nice Nike Air full zip on that one that we got at that one yard sale. And then I'll show you the pans that I got. Sometimes I grab the pans because basically I could use them at the house if I don't end up selling them. So some of the pans that the guy had were just like this. I have them in my kitchen sink because I gotta clean them because they're really dirty. But nice Cuisinart stainless steel pans like this. I'm not saying that they're worth a ton of money, but these are all awesome for the house to use personally. So I'm gonna keep this pan for a personal pan. I found this one was real dirty, but these stainless steels can be cleaned. And so these are very heavy duty, nice pans. And then this is all included in that $100 deal that I bought. Another nice pan there. And then I just kind of picked all the heavy duty stainless steel out of there. This one might be worth something. I haven't looked up this brand, Wherever. Haven't even looked up the brand. I just pulled out all the stainless steel basically out of his pile. And then he had a nice Cuisinart, but this one was real sticky, so I gotta clean the bottom of it. Frying pan. So I guess between the pans I found, those gotta be worth some, they gotta be worth a few dollars. So another bonus I got. So a lot of times when you make piles, people just give you a set price on them and you can do better with a pile, but I don't often do that because like what happened to me today is the guy just started up pricing. He learned I was a reseller. He's like, what do you do for a living? And I told him I was a reseller. And so that a lot of times telling people you're a reseller is not something you want to do because then they jack up the price or something. And then they're thinking, hey, we can make an arm and a leg out this guy because he's a reseller and that's what they do for a living. And then at that point, you're like, I wish I would have told him I was a reseller. But what can you do? I was happy with the deal that I got and it worked out in the end. And then the guy said he's doing another sale. So I will probably buy off of him in the future, even though because the guy there was like 3 people there and it was a lot of confusion. So I'll definitely say that it wasn't what I wanted to hear, but in the end the guy worked it out for me, so he honored his price. So I like people like that. They go back to honoring their price, but even though they try to get a little bit more from you. So I guess it's okay as a businessman, you're trying to get more out of a person. But I was like, if I don't come to this yard sale and buy these clothes off, he'll probably just donate them to the thrift store or something like that because they don't seem like they're heavy resellers. That's what a lot of people do. And so hopefully they did good on their sale though. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Premium Clothing Store. We're going to be putting out more thrift. The more viewers we get on these, the more I can do videos for everyday videos that I come home and show you what I find. These aren't items that I think are worth $100. They're probably like $15, $20 items, But when you buy in bulk, you're getting so many, you can make some money off of them. So if I spend $100 and I got $500 worth of stuff, happy days. And I'm not saying that people at garage sales can't charge whatever they want, because if I had a garage sale, I'm not going to blow everything out, you know. But just honor your prices at garage sales, and learn to stick with your word. I'm a man of my word, so if I tell a person the clothing's $1, it's going to be $1. So keep set prices if you're going to have garage sales, and thanks for watching. We'll see you.